All right, now let's try using what we just learned about watercolors to paint inside the design that we just created with our crayons. Your design might not look exactly like mine, and that is totally okay. We can still kind of follow the same steps. The first thing that we're going to do is paint the background. When we're making a painting or a drawing, it always helps to do the background first. The background here is anywhere that's outside my shapes. I'm going to start by making a puddle in whatever color I want to use for the background. I think I want to use yellow. I'm going to rearrange my workspace here so that my paint and my water are close together. And I'm going to start by making a puddle in the yellow. I don't want it to overflow, but I might need quite a bit because I'm going to fill my background. I'm going to stay on the surface and mix it up to get a little bit stronger color. Now, sometimes it's hard to paint a background because you're worried about getting paint on the table. If you're worried about that, you can take a paper towel and put it just outside the edges of your paper and then start painting that background. Now with watercolor, I'm going to remember that I can use my brush on its side and I can fill a big area like my background of my drawing really quickly with color. So maybe watercolor would for future be a good choice of material when I want to fill in a background. I'm going to finish filling in my background now. About halfway done with my background, but I'm starting to run out of watercolor that's usable in my puddle when I just stay on the surface. Sometimes what people want to do is now dip down into that paint and scoop out chunks of paint, but that's not what watercolor is for. So instead, I'm going to take some more water and I'm going to make another puddle so that I have some more usable yellow paint. Same process, I'm going to mix it up, stay on the surface, and then finish my background. If you have a hard time spreading your paint around, you might need to add a little bit more water to your puddle and then keep going. That's my background done. Go ahead and fill in your own background. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect all the way up to the lines, but really try and fill in that background space with some color. Then we'll come back. Now I'm going to choose a new color and I'm going to fill in some of the spaces on my drawing. By creating my drawing with the steps that we followed, I made some shapes that overlap and create new shapes like these here. So I want to kind of make sure I fill in each space with a different color that lets my shapes show up. I'm going to choose another color, and I think this time I'm going to choose red. So I'm going to add some water to my red, mix up my puddle a little bit, and then if I choose to fill in some smaller shapes, I'm going to think about using just the very tip of my paintbrush to make sure I can stay inside the shape that I want. When I'm working, I'm going to be careful because that paint is going to stay wet on my paper for a little bit and I don't want it to move around. I don't want to drag my hand through it and get it into other spots. I'm going to dip back in for more red and fill in some more shapes. You can choose a color and fill in some of your shapes now, but make sure not to fill in all of them. Remember, it's okay if your paint looks a little bit blotchy or a little bit see-through. That's what watercolor is supposed to look like. Next, I'm going to choose another color, and I'm going to remember that I need to rinse my brush between colors. So I'm rinsing it off, tapping it on a paper towel to make sure I don't have any more red in there, and then I'm going to choose a new color to fill in some spaces with. I think this time I'll choose blue. So I'm going to take some water, make a puddle in my blue, mix it up, and I'm staying on the surface. When I apply my color, it's okay that it's blotchy or that I can see through it, because remember, that's what watercolor is for. All right, I'm done with my blue shapes now, so I'm going to clean off my brush, tap it on my paper towel to make sure it's clean, and then move on. For my last spaces, I want to mix my own color, and you're gonna do this too. We're not just gonna use a color that's already in the pan, we're gonna mix our own up in the lid, just like you've seen me practice before. This time, I think I want to mix a blue kind of green color. So I'm gonna make a little puddle in my green and mix it up, staying on the surface. And I'm gonna tap that into the lid where I'm gonna mix my colors. Then I'm gonna rinse my brush, make sure it's clean. And I still have kind of a puddle in my blue, but I'll add a little more water. Mix it up, staying on the surface, and add that to my lid. Add just a little more. And then I'm gonna mix those colors up. I'm going for kind of like an aqua color. This is still pretty green, so I'm gonna rinse my brush off and make sure it's clean. And then I'm gonna go back into my blue. I rinsed before going back in because I already had some green on my brush from mixing. This is more like the color I want. I've decided I'm gonna mix a second color while I work. If I start to run out of my mixed color, I can add a little bit of clean water into it, and that'll help it to stretch a little bit farther on my paper. Now that I'm done, I'm gonna remember how I need to clean up. I'm gonna rinse my brush, I'll wash that with soap and water in a minute, and I'm gonna take a dry paper towel and I'm gonna wipe up the colors that I mixed in the lid so that the lid is clean for the next person who wants to use this watercolor. Then when I'm ready, I'll take it over to the counter and leave it open to dry. Congratulations, you just finished making a super fabulous watercolor painting. Your teacher will give you directions for where to put this now and how to clean up, but you should feel great about learning some new skills. Catch you later.